Welcome back to True Crime News. Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan were celebrities in the flashy fitness world of Las Vegas. But under all the money and the muscle, they were hiding a dark secret that would burn their whole world down. A fireball cracks the pitch-black night in the desert just outside of Las Vegas. A Jaguar is torched, the license plate registered to a famous bodybuilder, Kelly Ryan. And cops find a charred body in the trunk.
It appeared as though, even from the beginning, even with the body being severely damaged, that we were dealing with a female. So we expected it to be Kelly Ryan.
Kelly Ryan, known to the fitness world as Flyin' Ryan, at one time holding the Ms. Fitness America title. Her dazzling routines wowing crowds and landing endorsement deals around the world. Kelly won Miss Fitness Olympia along with nearly a dozen other competitive titles. Her magic on the mat also caught the eye of the famed bad boy of bodybuilding, Craig Titus.
Kelly the Animal Ryan Titus.
As the couple's passion for each other grew, so did their careers, gracing several magazine covers together.
Go the legs from the front again. Let's see your abs.
Let's go. Get it up, push.
From the outside, it looked like they were the perfect power couple. But there were dark secrets lingering that threatened to affect their carefully sculpted reputations. Did those secrets blow up that dark night in the middle of the desert?
Based on the information we had out at the scene, that the person we had in the trunk was Kelly.
When cops showed up at the couple's Las Vegas home, they were shocked Kelly Ryan opens the door alive and well. In fact, she doesn't even seem bothered when the cops tell her about her torched Jaguar with a body in the back. Instead, she's fuming about an argument she and Craig had with their live-in assistant, Melissa James. They tell police Melissa's been stealing from them, and now she's mysteriously disappeared.
She had been there and living with them for quite some time, and now they've found out that not only is the car missing, it's been burned, and that Melissa is most likely the person in the trunk. You would expect their reaction to be different.
Melissa James is a professional dancer, a trained ballet, hip-hop, and jazz instructor who grew up on stage. She opened her own dance studio in Florida when she was just 19 years old.
She loved to dance. That's all she wanted to do all her life.
But Melissa's mom says the light in her bright blue-eyed girl dimmed after a bad business deal put her dance studio in jeopardy. That's when she met Craig Titus at a fitness competition. There was an instant connection, and he persuaded her to move to Las Vegas.
He kind of painted a picture of she could have a better career if she went there with the dance, and she believed it. She believed that things could be better, and she kept believing it.
Melissa hoped to hit the jackpot in Vegas. She thought working with the super couple of bodybuilding could put her on the fast track to fame and fortune. At least help her earn enough money to get her dance studio back.
I think she liked just the glamour of Las Vegas, and as a young person, you know, why not?
But the high life was short-lived for Melissa. She told her mom promises were broken. She was never paid, and Craig and Kelly were often in a drug-fueled state of paranoia.
She was telling me that Kelly was on some kind of drug, and she said she was really scared in the house, you know, and she said I felt bad for her because Craig was making fun of her.
We have an extraordinary amount of evidence that drugs were being used in the house. We probably had, we never counted them individually, but over 2,000 needles.
Craig is a master manipulator.
Assistant District Attorney Robert Daskus says according to Craig, he and Melissa were more than just friends. They had a brief romantic relationship at some point. When Kelly found out, it was an image she couldn't shake.
Undoubtedly, if you're Kelly Ryan and you're living with a woman who you believe had an intimate relationship with your husband, that's a recipe for disaster.
Maura says after living just 4 months with the couple, her daughter was ready to pack up and go.
She just said that she was accusing her of stealing. And she said that really upset her because she said, you know, I consider us as friends.
Titus booked Melissa a flight home for Christmas. She told her mom she was done with Vegas and was leaving Sin City for good. Hours before her flight, Detective O'Kelly says Melissa flexed her muscle, threatening to expose the power couple.
I'm sure, absolutely sure that Melissa was, you guys are ruined, I'm going to the police, I'm not going to be quiet about this.
Melissa's mom anxiously waited for days to hear something from her daughter until she received a call from the Las Vegas coroner.
That was just the beginning of a nightmare, because I knew when I got that call, I knew that something happened. Only I thought something happened to all three of them.
We're back now with the murder of Melissa James. Tired of working for bodybuilding legends Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan, she was getting ready to leave Las Vegas behind for good, but she wouldn't make it out alive. Melissa James was a professional dancer who was struggling financially after her business shut down in Florida. She moved to Las Vegas for a fresh start as a personal assistant to a very successful bodybuilder. But tragedy would strike only a few months after her move. Maura James' beautiful daughter, Melissa, was the charred body found in the back of Kelly Ryan's torched Jaguar. Maura knew she was unhappy, but never suspected she'd be in danger.
She was on the phone with me constantly, upset because this is, you know, things are not as they said it was going to be, and I can't do this, and I want to have my own place. I don't want to live here.
The home she desperately wanted to leave behind became a haunting crime scene for detectives. Melissa was found in that trunk in the middle of the desert, but her horror started here, inside Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan's home. Police say it began with Kelly zapping Melissa with a taser gun. And using this kind of ticker tape from the gun itself, cops claim they were able to trace each time the taser was used.
We knew the exact moment in time that the taser was fired 5 times. That time matched up with the time that Craig Titus was on his cell phone. So we believe that Craig Titus was in another room, not with Melissa and Kelly.
O'Kelly says after enduring 50,000 volts of electricity, tiny Melissa had to fight off Titus, 242 pounds of pure muscle in a violent rage.
There was a bathrobe tie that was around her neck. There was also speaker wire that was wrapped around her neck as well. At autopsy, there was evidence of strangulation possibly being involved. Her entire head was encircled with duct tape.
The coroner's report also reveals a toxic level of morphine injected into Melissa's leg. Titus and Ryan tell cops they did not kill Melissa, claiming she injected herself, causing a fatal overdose.
That was version number 2 when Kelly and Craig claimed that Melissa died from an overdose in their car in their garage. And they thought their 2 friends would support that.
Instead, those friends called police and said Craig reached out in the middle of the night, claiming they found Melissa dead. Craig then handed them a mysterious duffel bag.
There was a taser gun, a stun gun, and some other things.
Police say Titus then called on another friend, this guy, Anthony Gross, to help him get rid of Melissa's body.
I think like a lot of other people in this case, you know, Anthony was a little bit starstruck by Craig Titus, and Craig used that to his advantage to manipulate Anthony Gross, to convince him to follow him to the desert and then give him a ride back after he lit the car with Melissa's body in the trunk on fire.
On this surveillance video, you can see Gross walking into a convenience store at 3:40 in the morning, just a few miles away from where the Jaguar was torched in the desert. At about the same time, not far away, this video inside a Walmart shows Kelly using her credit card to buy 7 bottles of lighter fluid. Outside, Craig pulls the Jaguar up front and he helps Kelly load the lighter fluid in the back seat because detectives say Melissa's body was already in the trunk. After the Jag was torched, O'Kelly says in their mad dash to escape, Anthony Gross left a key piece of evidence behind.
It was a clean flashlight that was sitting here on the side of the road. That became significant later when we were able to find out that Anthony Gross was involved.
Detectives checked his credit card and found Gross had just bought that same make of flashlight. That was enough to haul Gross in for questioning. But when cops went back to Craig and Kelly, they were gone.
We found that Craig had traded in his truck for a brand new Viper truck, so it didn't match the vehicle description that we knew he had.
A nationwide manhunt is launched. The FBI is called in, and then detectives get a tip and track the power couple to an area just outside Boston. SWAT officers are seen on security video moving in and arresting Kelly in a beauty salon while she was getting her nails done. Craig was arrested a few blocks away. Their capture sent shockwaves through the bodybuilding community.
It was like devastating. Everybody just could not believe what we were hearing.
Craig Titus accepted a plea deal for second-degree murder, kidnapping, and arson. He was sentenced to 21 to 55 years behind bars. Kelly Ryan cut a plea deal for arson, assault, and battery with a deadly weapon. She was sentenced to 6 to 26 years, and incredibly, she only served 6 years and is on probation until 2026. For his cooperation in the investigation, Gross was given a probationary sentence but was never incarcerated. Melissa's mom believes everyone who played a role in her daughter's death should rot in prison.
You know, I don't want to live my life constantly being bitter or angry or anything like that because, you know, it's not going to bring Melissa back, and she wouldn't want me to live like that.